Okay, so am I the only one who finds Tammy and Waka Flocka Flame boring as a motherfucker? Like, they're cute together and all of that good stuff, but to me, they are boring as hell, and I just don't see myself giving them much of my time as far as these reviews. The only time that they're really worth it is when Queen Deb is on screen. But other than that, Tammy is cute and Waka Flocka has his moments. But other than that, I mean, they are so fucking boring to me, and I just don't know where to start with them. Like, she trying to get him out the bed to get his clothes washed, and then she up here crying to Deb about how she felt alone while Waka was away, and Deb apologizes to her and everything like that. So I just feel like they are filler. They don't get that much airtime to begin with, and I don't see them lasting long. However, their scenes are only interesting when Deb was in the midst. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I really gotta say about Tammy and Waka. I can really give a fuck about them. Now let's get into Scrappy and Bambi. Okay, apparently Bambi got pregnant by Scrappy. She was actually pregnant on the last episode. Now a lot of people were giving VH1 flack about how Bambi was pregnant in one episode but then had a miscarriage on the next. Well, y'all do have to understand that this shit is edited, so they can't just drag the shit out like that. The shit gonna be fucking boring, so they got to chop it and screw the shit up, y'all. I mean, we know some of this shit might be a little bit scripted, but just enjoy the fuckery for what it is. So apparently she had a miscarriage, and in the back of my mind, I think that Scrappy was pretty relieved that she lost the baby and everything like that. But I did kind of feel bad for Bambi because she seems to be really into Scrappy, even though Scrappy ain't really into her. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just the gist of it with that situation. I really did feel bad. Even though he was appearing to be hurt, I really do think that it was a sigh of relief for him because he is not in love with Bambi. So, that would have been I really saw that being a hot ass mess if the baby did survive or whatever, and then it was going to be a big mess because you got a motherfucker that's in love with you, and then and you're not even in love with the bitch, but yet you got a child with him. Just like Erica Jean and Saigon. That's the type of situation that's gonna be. So, And then, Mama D decides that she wants to make things right with Bambi and apologize for how she's treated her and this and that and the third. So they pretty much bond and work things out, and she cook her some soup. Looking like some damn ramen noodles she was cooking her, whatever. Chicken ramen noodle soup for the soul. That's what the fuck it looked like. And, they were talking. And, she just felt like she needed to be there for Bambi and give her that motherly love, I guess. So that was pretty much the gist of it with Scrappy and Bambi, in my opinion. Now, Dawn is this chick that was working with Jocelyn on the last season. She was basically her booking agent, getting her booked at all these shows, whatever. And apparently at the beginning of the episode, Jocelyn was talking about how she was done with Dawn and how she didn't want to have anything to do with Dawn. Now at this point, we really don't know what the deal is between Dawn and Jocelyn and why Dawn stopped fucking with Jocelyn like that. But it just looks to me like, it's a situation where Jocelyn quietly fired her and she didn't know it. So who really knows what that situation is? So we get into Mimi meeting up with Dawn, and Dawn pretty much spills the motherfucking tea and lays it out there and pretty much confirms what everybody already knew. Stevie J and Jocelyn are not motherfucking married. There has not been no marriage license nowhere in sight. They are not motherfucking married. And then on top of that, Jocelyn says one wedding date. I think she said July 28th was the wedding day, and then Stevie turned around and tells Althea that the wedding day was June the 28th. So they both get their months mixed up. Don't even know what day they were supposedly married. So with that being said, them motherfuckers ain't married. You know what I'm saying? So Dawn spilled that tea. And of course, it makes Dawn look so bad because if you try to work in this industry with a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna take you seriously because you got fired and now you want to spill all the tea? Don't you know you're on Love and Hip Hop, a #1 rated show on cable television? People are looking at this shit. Ain't nobody gonna want to work with your ass when they realize, you know what I'm saying, that you out here spilling tea all because you mad and because you upset because somebody fired you. Now you want to spill the tea. However, I really wasn't upset with her for spilling it because it made this shit a little bit more interesting, and you can see that Mimi was eating it up. But Mimi is fucking pathetic, and I know a bunch of Team Mimi folks will come up under my video again and annoy the shit out of me because of my opinion, but I don't give a fuck because what she needs to be, she is so fucking worried about Stevie J and Jocelyn and whether they married or not, but she need to be worried about the damn sex tape that her daughter is gonna see for years to come. That's what the fuck she need to be worried about. I don't see why she's so fucking interested in all this shit with Stevie J. And yeah, you can say that Dawn called Mimi out to talk to her or whatever, but at the end of the day, she entertained the shit, and she seems a little bit more interested in the shit that she needs to be. Honestly, I just think that Mimi needs to get a life. I mean, get over Stevie J. You're no longer with him, and then you laughing about the fact that, you know, he didn't marry Jocelyn. Well, bitch, he didn't marry your ass either, and I'm pretty sure that you anticipated being married to Stevie J. You're only with Nico because you know you don't want to make yourself look stupid on TV for Stevie J anymore. That's the only reason. I don't believe that you really love Nico. But then again, you probably do have feelings for Nico, but Nico really doesn't love you, and he's really an opportunist, and he's using you for a come up. And now your dumb ass got your damn whole sex life on World Star Hip Hop because this motherfucker used you for a fucking come up, and you don't even see it. So with that being said, it is what it is with that shit. Now we get into Stevie J and Dawn. They meet up, and she pretty much lays all the receipts out on the table, pretty much let him know that he's a motherfucking fraud, and he fucked with the wrong one. And Stevie really had nothing to say, and that's only because Dawn had delivered the receipts. She had text messages, bank statements, everything you could possibly name. She had all the fucking receipts, and I just think that she had the receipts. And there was nothing that Stevie J could say or do about the fucking situation because that bitch had it, set it out. She set the shit out. She put it out on the table, and there was nothing that could be said or done about it. And you know, he tried to play it cool like he really didn't give a fuck, but you were pretty much exposed, motherfucker. Your marriage is fake. The whole issue of Hip Hop Weekly is fake. Everything about this shit is fake, and now you've been exposed. So this pretty much amps up the storyline between Stevie J and Jocelyn. Now we're getting more, more steam at this point. So we get into Carly and Young Jock, and she talks to Kalina and Rashida about the situation with her and Young Jock and how she want to make things right with him. So she meets up with Young Jock for lunch, and he don't even want her touching him, but she's willing to do anything she possibly can to get him to see that she's sorry. So she proceeds to suck it on his finger and grab it on his crotch. You know what I'm saying? At the restaurant, looking a damn fool. And I will say that her 49-year-old ass, her weave really did look nice, and she really did look pretty sitting at the table. Now they go to this damn house, and I'm guessing this is the house that Young Jock was looking at for her and him or whatever. And this so-called realtor comes out, and you can tell that she's been rehearsing shit. Like, I already said that I didn't want to get into how fake the show could possibly be, but that was just too fake. That bitch ain't no damn realtor. So, she's the same person that was driving them places. She's the same person, yada, yada, yada. So, Carly has already seen this woman, and she's been pretty much in the picture for a minute now. So, when Young Jock walks away, she asked the bitch, is she fucking her man? And she pretty much said, yes, I am, every night. And Carly tried to hit that bitch with her purse, and that bitch pretty much snatched Carly ass. I'm like, what, really? I'm sorry, but that shit was fucking funny. Like, I never really liked to go in for the sideline hoe, but that shit was funny. Like, she really was bold enough to say, yes, I am fucking your man every night. Like, for real? Carly just looks stupid, and you want to sit up here and say, you know that your man gets around. Well, if you know your man get around, why the fuck you questioning the next bitch on whether she's fucking your man or not? To me, that's stupid, in my opinion. Like, what the fuck you questioning her about it for? Questioning your fucking man. He's the one that you seem to know that he's messing around, and he always gets around. So what do you mean? So, with that being said, I'm done with my review on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I am not talking about Kirk, Keisha, and Prune Sheet. I have nothing to say with them. Say to them, I'm not featuring neither one of them because I cannot stand Rashida, and I really can't stand Kirk. And he's such an idiot, and I don't want to talk about that storyline. It's not even worth talking about. So that's all I gotta say about my Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review. Be on the lookout for my Bad Girls Club review, and I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.